was one of those quiet, cozy nights. Rain tapping gently against the window pane, the scent of popcorn hanging in the air, and the glow of the TV filling the living room. My then boyfriend, now fiancé, and I were curled up on the couch for a movie night. I picked a film. Surprise, surprise. Fully knowing it wasn't exactly his cup of tea. He preferred thrillers, action flicks, or anything that involved cars flying or people fighting. But he didn't complain. He just smiled, pulled the blanket over us, and pressed play. About 45 minutes in, I noticed his breathing had slowed. His head tilted slightly to the side. Yep, he was fast asleep. The softest little snore escaped him, and I couldn't help but smile. He tried at least. I kept watching. The second half of the movie caught me off guard. The tone shifted. It wasn't just a love story. It became raw and painfully real. There was heartbreak, vulnerability, and a bittersweet kind of beauty. I felt it all like a wave crashing into me, and by the time the credits rolled, tears were silently streaming down my cheeks. Then I felt movement. He stirred beside me, rubbing his eyes, groggy and confused, then blinking when he saw my face. "Hey, what happened?" he asked, voice still thick with sleep. I wiped my cheeks quickly, embarrassed. "It's just the movie." It got emotional at the end. Without a second thought, he reached for me, wrapped his arms around me, and held me tightly. No questions, no jokes, just calm, comforting presence. "You okay?" he whispered into my hair. I nodded, and we just stayed like that for a while, silent, still, present. Eventually, he kissed my forehead and guided us both to bed. It was late, and I was emotionally drained. We didn't talk much more, but the story didn't end there. The next morning, I was up early, going through my routine, brushed my teeth, threw on some leggings, and padded downstairs to grab some breakfast. As I rounded the corner into the living room, I stopped in my tracks. He was sitting on the couch in his boxers, cereal in hand, completely focused on the TV. And guess what was playing? The same movie from the night before. I blinked, confused. "Wait, why are you watching this again?" He paused, looked back at me, and with the softest, most sincere expression said, "I wanted to see what made you cry." I don't know how to explain what that moment did to me. It wasn't grand, it wasn't loud, but it was something deep and quiet and warm. That someone could care enough to circle back to my pain, to understand it, even if it came from a fictional story, meant everything. This man wasn't the flashy, over-the-top romantic type. He never showed up with roses for no reason or surprised me with fancy dinners, but this quiet act of empathy, it was everything I needed. And somehow he just knew. It's funny how relationships are often portrayed in extremes: epic proposals, surprise trips, handwritten letters folded into origami swans. And while those gestures are beautiful, they're not what truly sustains love. It's the little things. It's him rewinding a movie to find the moment that broke me. It's him remembering my coffee order without asking. It's the way he lets me warm my cold feet on him at night without flinching. Well, maybe flinching just a little. That moment stuck with me so deeply I decided to write about it on Twitter later that night. I titled the post, "He Wanted to See What Made Me Cry," and shared the whole story, word for word. It felt vulnerable, raw, but I thought maybe someone else out there needed to be reminded that love isn't always loud. Sometimes it whispers. I went to bed after hitting publish, not thinking much more of it. But then I was brushing my teeth when I picked up my phone and checked my notifications. 20k views. My eyes widened. No way! I ran downstairs and burst into the living room like someone had lit fireworks in my brain. "Oh my god! Oh my god!" I screamed. He literally jumped from the couch. What happened? Is the house on fire?" I was dancing in place. "Babe, the Twitter post I wrote last night, it went viral. 20k views!" He rubbed his forehead, half amused, half recovering from the shock. "That's great, baby. But when you scream like that, I think something bad happened." I threw my arms around him. "Nope, just your sweetness being recognised by the whole internet." He chuckled. "As long as you like it, baby." And I do. I really, really do. A note to anyone reading. If you're lucky enough to find someone who does the small things, don't let them go. The world is loud and chaotic, and sometimes the kindest people speak in actions, not words. They show love, not in fireworks, but in quiet moments that feel like home. Please subscribe. And if you're that person, the quiet lover, the gentle partner, don't ever think your gestures go unnoticed. Someone sees you, someone appreciates you, and someone somewhere is crying in the dark because of how deeply you made them feel, and writing about it the next morning.